Hey YouTube, as you can see, I am in the cargo compartment of a Mazda CX5. I think this one's a 2017 or 2018 model. It does have the electric liftgate. Problem is, a customer concern is that it won't open. So, nice that Mazda gave us a little access panel here. So what we got to do is we got to get this open. Stick a pry tool in there of some sort. Just pry it open. So with the access panel open, we now see the latch mechanism, and we can now get the hatch or lift gate to open by pushing down on this lever right here. So now we can get the liftgate to open so that we can replace the latch. So now that we've got the liftgate open, we can proceed with getting the plastic paneling apart. There's a few things we need to do in order to get this plastic inside panel out. There is a plastic fastener right here where we've got to pry the middle of the fastener out. It's just like a scrivet or rivet, plastic rivet type thing. We have to remove the center panel here, as well as these two side panels. They simply are just popped into place, so some just gentle pressure behind it should get those clips to pop off. Let's see if I could do this with one hand. As you can see, it just... Try to do this with the plastic warmed up. You don't want to do this with it cold. You may wind up breaking the plastic if it's cold, more brittle that way. So anyway, you can see there, it's held in with some clips. So we got another one of these plastic fasteners here. Just pull the middle out. You could use a little pry tool, something like this maybe, to work your way underneath, like so, and pull. So you just need to pull that centerpiece out, which allows the plastic rivet fastener thing to come out. So we'll do that on the other side right here. Once the plastic rivet is out, this side panel can come out, so you want to pull it towards the center of the vehicle. And you might hear the metal clip retainers fly off like that. Not a big deal, just try to find it. You'll need it during reassembly. And they just mount right up to the back of the panel right here. So there's the one that went flying off. I'll go ahead and put that back on here. We might need to crimp that a little bit with some pliers so that they stay on the panel. So I'll repeat the process on the other side, and we'll see you here in the next clip. Okay, so with these side panels removed, that reveals yet another one of these plastic retainers. Same deal, you want to pull out on the middle there to release it. There's one on the other side here. Just use a plastic tool like that and pops off. We have one more here on the back. Take care of that. That's the last of the plastic retainers. So this tailgate panel is just snap fit to the tailgate itself, or liftgate. You just want to pull it. It's got more of these, fasteners that just push into place here. If you hear of any of the metal clips flinging away, try to find them so that you can put them back on the panel. So just pull all the way around. Over here, you'll have to deal with the button and this little handhold here. The handhold you can usually just pull off like so. They're not held in very tight. Once you get that out, you can get this button out. It's snapped in a very similar fashion. I can't seem to do it with my other hand with the camera, so stand by. So I managed to reach behind it and push it out. It's just held in with these tabs here. Just some gentle pressure outward is enough to get that to come off. So then we just push on the release here to disconnect the electrical connector. So again, I'll need my second hand to do that. But once you get that out, you should be able to unpop or pop out the rest of the clips holding this tailgate panel on. So here we go. We've got the panel mostly unfastened from the liftgate. We've got the cargo light connector here that we've got to deal with. There's a little release button right there. You just push down on it and then pull the plug out. So there's not much more left to get to the latch assembly. There's looks like there's these three 10mm head bolts here, and coming in from the other side, there's some electrical connectors that we'll need to disconnect for the latch assembly. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Oh, it looks like there's another 10mm bolt here. So all of these have to get disconnected. Good idea to unplug your battery at this point. So some of these connectors can be a kind of a pain. You can push all you want with your finger here, but it's not going to lift that latch off of the connector here. So in that case, try to get a pick like so. You see how it's lifting up on the lock. Use the pick to lift it up, and you just slide the connector out. I'm going to need my second hand here, so we'll do that off camera. So I got one last bolt here to take off. I got the other three off here and got all the electrical connectors out. So once those are out, this assembly should lift right out of there. Okay, so that comes out, and the new one, at least if you have a electric tailgate or liftgate, that's the part number for it. And it comes as the same sort of assembly as the one we took out. So installation is reverse of removal. You just go ahead and take it out of the packaging there and mount it back up in the vehicle. So we've got the new latch in place. I'm just going to tighten up all these 10mm bolts now. I don't have the torque specs off the top of my head here, but if I find them, I will put them in the video description. Basically, just use your brain. It's a little 10mm head bolt. You don't want to go too tight on it. So just tighten these three up, plug the electrical connectors back in, and go from there. All right, so we'll just connect the electrical connectors now. Make sure those are on there. This one goes to the switch that is right over here, so we want to make sure that loom is available. Now, this is the little beeper unit that goes beep whenever you open the tailgate. And if this latch fails like this one did, anytime the vehicle starts rolling, it thinks the tailgate's open or the liftgate's open and emits a constant beep noise. We're gonna elect to keep this unplugged. I'll go ahead and tape it so that the connector doesn't rattle here, but not saying that this is the proper way to do it, but if you're wanting to disable the beeper for entertainment purposes, there it is, unplug it. So more of, let's reverse this procedure to put everything back together. Just make sure we plug once we get the tailgate panel back up, or liftgate panel back up, make sure we connect everything that we've disconnected. So the switch, as well as the light. We'll put the pocket back in here, the hand pocket, and just make sure all the fasteners snap in place before we proceed to put the side panels and the center panel back in. So as you can see here, I've got the button pushed back in and plugged in, the light, same thing, and then we'll do the same with the hand pocket there. It just kind of clicks in place. We'll put the plastic rivet back in its hole here. It's just a matter of getting it in the hole and pushing in. We'll do the same with these two on the sides. Just want to, so if you get a rivet like this, you want to make sure you push the ears in before you shut it back in the hole. So something like this. You get the point. They just click in like that. And then we can put the side panel and the center panel back on. So we've got the little plastic rivet thing, fastener back in place there. The probably most troublesome part here to get snapped back in is this part here. So here's how it's, you got the snap clips there, but you got these ones on the side that kind of go over this. There's not really an easy way to deal with it, but I just sort of flex it about until it kind of clicks in. Sometimes we get lucky and it clicks in right away, and other times you sit there and fight it, and you're trying to just get it in place there. It's really kind of hard to describe, but I'll show you what it looks like when it's in place properly. Okay, so I got pretty lucky on the first attempt here. I just snapped it in place, and this is more or less, the gap's even. More or less everything's even here. If that ear right here isn't snapped in properly, this lip here will be sticking out and it'll look kind of ugly. So make sure you get that correct before you snap these other two clips in. And then we have a spot right here for one of those plastic rivets. Repeat on the other side, and then the center panel just snaps in. I'm not sure if I showed it earlier, but these are the clips that sometimes fall off. You might need to use some pliers to pinch it so that it fits on these mounting bosses there, but they just slide in like so. So I've got the entire tailgate aperture, all the panels that go onto the liftgate clicked in properly. Everything looks good. These corners here that tend to be problematic, got that clipped in properly. I'm leaving the panel here open just in case. So what we do now is leave the tailgate open, or liftgate open. Make sure it's clear, no one's here, just in case it decides to do something funky, and plug the battery back in. So we've plugged the battery back in. At this point, you can go ahead and try to close the liftgate with the button. If the button doesn't work, you might have to manually close the liftgate. So all you have to do is just push down or pull down on the liftgate until it shuts. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Try not to get my hands all over. And from here, we will push on the button. And the tailgate or liftgate should recalibrate itself in the open position. So from here, we can go ahead and snap the access panel back in, and that completes our repair. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. If you like this video, please click the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe so that you can see more content like this. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.